at the scene, they like lights, camera, action.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to one of our favorite spots, venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Chicago Bears. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
18.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Check 50. Alert.
Now the hook up here to Allen Robinson. 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Chicago. Allen Robinson, his first touchdown of the new season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Now Trubisky will lead the Bears up to go for 2. Now it's Trubisky to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
If we had $1 for every time we heard a team talk about explosive plays and how valuable they are, we probably wouldn't have to work very much. And we just saw a big one there. And then they tried to go explosive again, going for 2.
Yeah, is that a little too risky, you think? Just kick the extra point?
You know, I'm all about getting points, and if I feel good about my kicker, I go ahead and do that. But with that ball at the 2-yard line, going for 2, I think it's awfully tempting for teams nowadays.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 15.
Tyson.
Mike, 45.
Flag.
Shoot! Watch the shoot!
Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Empty.
From the 24, Wentz, man open, it's J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They'll try the left side. Clinton, and he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
At the 45-yard line.
Waiting.
Let's get off the field, D.
More Tokyo.
Watch the whip.
It's a second down run with Sanders. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
A quick burst there, and a pretty decent gain.
A gain of 6 yards. And it's third down.
If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on third down.
Check 31. Check 31.
Go.
58 to Mike. Tackles.
X3. 218. Chopper.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on third down.
58. Come on. Hey, we got to get this stop here, D. And 58.
Shotgun now for Wentz. Got his man. It's Arcega-Whiteside. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
82-14.
From the gun, it's Wentz. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, his second touchdown on the season, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. Personally, for him, a great opening drive. He had 3 catches, including the touchdown.
That felt like tremendous scouting, great film watching, and creating a game plan to start this off, not only to get him involved, but to send a message to the defense. You can have a lot to handle in this one.
This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Topper!
Motion.
They'll start things on first with Torrey Cohen. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Trubisky. This is caught by Robinson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 16 yards is the pickup there, and a first down for Chicago. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Trubisky's throw into the hands of Burton. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. This will probably be the last play of the quarter. After one, a 1-point game, 7-6.
Here we go, D. Here I come again.
On 2nd down, it's Cohen. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Tariq Cohen, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bears have retaken the lead. They'll try and run it here. And he is into the end zone again. So get him some oxygen. He scores on the long run and then punches in the two-point conversion for good measure. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line.
We got this. Take over first and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, that confidence into this one. It doesn't matter where you start with the football now. They have to feel great about their opportunity.
Brings up second and 11 at the 17-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's second and 11.
Tokyo! Hey, high 7. 45.
Wentz now to throw. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete.
Hey, Hayward!
Now Wentz on third down. He gets it to Brown. Complete. 14 yards there and an Eagle first down.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
On first and 10, it's Sanders. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's second and 9, just a yard on that last run. To throw, it's Wentz. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll be third down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough third and 5. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Got a man. It's Brown. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball,
Get a completion.
you get a catch,
Yeah.
but still,
No yardage.
Okay.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the #1 thing you would think of, but so many guys.
Touchdown, Chicago! Tariq Cohen with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Bears are able to show off their quick strike ability. Extra point up and good by Suckup. And it's now 21-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
45 the mic. 45 the mic. Hey, I'm coming up to you. I'm coming up to you. Out, 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 out. Switch, switch, switch.
Ram.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Now a throw here on 2nd down, and that's complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
58's the mic. 58.
Throwing is Wentz. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Wentz going to throw. And a reception made by Alshon Jeffrey. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. And that will be incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And a good result there as that'll get out of bounds and pin them back at their 10-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Stay at home. Stay at home.
They go play action here on 1st down. And he'll find Hall. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. They'll keep it on the ground again here. Powerful running. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime.
Let's go deep, tighten up. Let's go deep, tighten up. Check. Check hot route.
18.
Check right. Check right. 27.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Hall. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears. On 1st down, Trubisky. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Hey, alert.
Give me something. Here we go. Watch the safety creep.
On 2nd down now. It's Cohen. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. Hey.
5.
3 down. Hey, check Mike, 27. Check Mike.
On third down, Trubisky. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. That's going to be caught. And finally out of bounds inside the 5 at the 4. So with a big gainer anyways, they'll go ahead and take that instead of the pass interference call.
They didn't need the penalty. It would have been different, right, if they had somehow lost some yardage somewhere, but they did not. Gained all they could, down to the spot of the foul. Nothing to be gained by taking the penalty.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Final play of the half. It's Trubisky looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Trey Burton, the one he was looking for. But it'll be 2nd and goal. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
Tighten.
45 to Mike. 45 to Mike.
You don't know no better.
Set.
81.
They'll keep it on the ground. Clinton.
In every game, teams are looking for that momentum shift, and that run there, the offense feels like, hey, maybe we can get something going, but defensively, they've slowed them down the entire game. They don't want to turn into more. They're going to try and figure out a way to take it back on this next play.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Working from the gun, Wentz. Got a man, he finds Sanders. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
At 58 is a Mike.
Kill.
He can't hang. He's not going to get me.
Now on 2nd and 13. Wentz. Open man, Arcega-Whiteside. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15.
And an Eagle first down.
Watch safety creep.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. It's caught by Sanders. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Wentz going to lead his guys up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Now Wentz. And he's going to have the hook up to Scott. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Again, they'll throw with Wentz. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 19. There he goes, right side. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line. First down, a run with Cohen. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation. This will be caught at about the 5. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
I'm trying to collect. Hey, check Mike 45. Check Mike 45.
To throw is Wentz. This will be caught by Brown. And he's out of bounds, but not before a big pickup that time on what's going to wind up being the final play of the 3rd quarter. Back now at Soldier Field. It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the 4th quarter. Wentz now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the 2nd half. Not bad. 1st and 10.
Sunday. 3-5-7.
They fake the give. Now Wentz. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bilal Nichols. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. He may try and run for this. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Philadelphia.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Quiet, D. We're pretty quiet. 58, boys. 58. 58. It's Mike. 58.
Here's Wentz to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Wentz trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And that turnover might just about do it here. 4th quarter, the lead that you've got, they can just run the football, run the clock.
You're exactly right. They played smart, a couple of first downs, and this one should just about be over. Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3.
Alert. Big series right here. We got to step it up. Check.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Now Brown. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off at the 28. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Fletcher Cox in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away.
Check Mike 26. Alpha. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Out of the gun, Trubisky gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the 2nd half. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Got an open man. It's Scott. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Give him 9 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
82.
Wentz going to go on 4th down. And this is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They will get 4 yards here on the 1st down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
This is caught by Robinson, and they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Now it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once we were down huge, and someone said, Coach, what do you want to call? He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them.
Here we go. 280!
58, right there. Hey, they're scared.
One final try now for Wentz. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the first quarter, but second, third, and fourth quarter, they held them scoreless.
Brandon, if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you can win a lot of games in this league. And this felt a lot like, almost like if you say baseball, and the pitcher goes through the lineup the first time and the hitters get to see him, and then they come out after that and the bats start blazing, right? I think they saw their best stuff in the first quarter and just shut everything down from that point on. What a great, convincing performance.
So for Chicago, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll try again next week at home against Philadelphia. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brent.